Greetings. Let us talk about topic 8.3, which is endocrine disruptors. So this is kind of also going to lead us into other parts of Unit 8, looking at human health and pollution. But here's 8.3. It's going to be real fast. So first and foremost, you should know what your endocrine system is. It's made up of a few different organs and different glands, like your pituitary or your thyroid. And taken all together, your endocrine system is producing hormones. Hormones are a type of protein. And why is this important? Why are hormones important? What do hormones do? You know, when we think of hormones, we tend to just think of like estrogen and testosterone, but hormones are proteins that are responsible for just about everything that goes on in our bodies. Everything as far as growth and development, energy, how your body responds to different stressors, how your body responds to injury. Hormones are responsible for all of it. So your endocrine system is responsible for all of this. So that's first and foremost. So what an endocrine disruptor is, or what endocrine disruptors are a huge variety of compounds that they can either mimic hormones and, have the same function as hormones, or endocrine disruptors might not mimic a hormone, but instead they might interfere with the action of hormones. If you look over on this diagram on the left here, you've got your hormones in orange, endocrine disruptors in this greenish color, and then the different receptors, which you find in every single cell, the different receptors in purple. And so in this particular instance, what we're seeing is that the green endocrine disruptors are blocking the hormone's ability to bind to the receptor, which would then mean that whatever the response was, maybe the cell is going to produce something, the cell will not be producing that compound because the hormone is not able to bond to the receptor because the endocrine disruptor is blocking it. So these endocrine disruptors can either mimic them or block, which would then make them interfering with body's hormones. So that's like the really quick of it. This picture here kind of showing what I was just talking about. Over here on the left, you've got hormones and then receptors in yellow, and then just a general response coming out of the cell. So if we have a purple mimic of a hormone, so something that might be man-made and ingested through our food or absorbed through our skin, that hormone, that mimic, which is your endocrine disruptor, is mimicking a hormone. So instead of the hormone bonding to the receptor, it's the mimic, and it's eliciting whatever the response is supposed to be. Another situation, as I already mentioned, just kind of recapping everything. Another situation, you could have a hormone blocker, so that way the hormone cannot attach to that receptor, and then you get no response. So these are what endocrine disruptors do. They disrupt or interrupt the normal functioning of your body's endocrine system. And not just your body, but any animal that has an endocrine system. So here are just some common examples of endocrine disrupting chemicals. They are sometimes called EDCs, endocrine disrupting chemicals. Bisphenol A, or BPA, you find that a lot in single-use plastics. You find it on receipts from different stores, those shiny thermal receipts. So you can get BPA, absorbed through your skin that way. It's on the inside of aluminum cans. Dioxins are another common endocrine disruptor that we all have probably inadvertently ingested into our systems. Dioxins come from burning of waste. So if you're living, let's say, near a landfill that uses a lot of incineration, you could be breathing dioxins in. Phthalates, you find phthalates in lots and lots of different things, as you can see here. And then PCBs as well. So I don't want you guys to be freaked out by the fact that these endocrine disruptors happen, but just know that they are prevalent in the world. They are, in nearly all of our things that we encounter on a daily basis. So you can read up more on endocrine disruptors on the internet. Just beware that there's a lot of people out there, trying to freak you out, and tell you all sorts of terrible things about them and the different products that contain them. So just kind of make sure you're doing your due diligence when you are looking at things on the internet. That's really all I got for you for endocrine disruptors. So if you have questions, you know what to do. Let me know.